Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Telling you these days are always like running together, and then I get to Friday and wonder why is it going so fast. In fact, like Tuesday, I think about why it's going so fast. But this is your Daily Money Live with Janae, and I want to talk about what I put a post up earlier about that nobody's going to care about your money more than you. It's just the truth. They're not going to care. Not at all. And so, what I had said in the post is understanding that we live in a world where everybody has their own issues, first and foremost, but also everybody is unfortunately out for themselves. And because they're out for themselves, that's why I said that people don't really care about your money like you should be caring about your money. So, let's say that first, jobs. All right. So when you start in a new job, fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, whenever I speak around the country, I always make sure I drill this in to the females that are in the audience and now the virtual audience. And I tell them, it is no secret that we as women get paid less than men. And when you break it down among races, among African American women, Latinx, Hispanic women, Asian women, it's even less. So because of that, you can't go in there just in your first interview for your first job not demanding the money you deserve. And I tell them, I said, and don't think to yourself that, okay, I'm coming fresh out of college, I'm coming fresh out of high school, I need to just take what they give me. No, because guess what? They go give you that. And then you're going to be fighting an uphill battle for the rest of your career. You miss out on a few $1,000,000 when you don't negotiate your salary from the beginning. And so if you go in there and you didn't do your research around what the salary should be for that position, then you end up taking $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 less than you were supposed to. And I told them I have known people that have done that. And so it's not that it's far-fetched. The goal of companies, the HR department, the district manager, they are always supposed to figure out a way to keep costs low. And the highest cost of any company is their employees. Not only do they have to pay you a salary or per hour, whatever it may be, but they have to pay to train you. They have to pay your health benefits for a lot of companies. And then if you get any vacation days, that costs them money. So they are coming in there into that meeting, into that interview saying, okay, this is what we have to work with. Let's see what they take. And that's why it's also important for women to always come with your best foot forward, to be able to explain why you deserve X amount of money per year. And if it's not exactly X amount of money per year, it's at the end of my first year, it should be bumped up to this, to where it was supposed to be in the first place. And after this, from what I do, as far as metrics wise, bonuses, promotions with money, don't take promotions just for the name only, promotions that come with money added to it, all that needs to be discussed while in the interview. Okay. So, because nobody's going to care that you didn't ask for the money that you were supposed to ask for. And I'm telling you this from experience. When I got out of college, somebody who graduated, same internship they did with me, graduated out of the same business school that I did. Like, we were the exact same person. But he was a man, of course, and he came out making $10,000 more than I did. So I made $10,000 more than the internship I was on, but he made 20 grand more than what the internship that we were on. And that was my fault. That wasn't his fault. He asked for the money he was supposed to ask for, and I did. And I was just like, oh, I am, out of college, and, I'm fresh out of college. I should be just happy that they are paying me this amount of money. This is the most money I thought I could make, all that kind of stuff. And that was a mistake. And so I make sure that I tell every young lady that I run into, whether they're in high school or college or new employees, to make sure they demand their worth. If they didn't do it before they got the job, they need to be doing it very soon and starting to up their money. Now, for being in debt, nobody is going to get you out of debt. And this is for men and women. Nobody's going to get you out of debt but you. Like, nobody. And so whenever people, let's say, for example, talk about student loan forgiveness, I am for it. I just know that they're not going to do $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. I know that they're going to more than likely do 10, but 50, I don't see that happening. And because of that, I tell people that, you're going to get probably your 10, but after that, if you got 20 grand, now you're going to have 10 grand left that you need to pay. You're going to have 25 grand, 30 grand left. You got to get it done, because I don't see them doing this again. Not the way that they could barely pass a COVID relief bill. Like, we've had 500,000 people die, and they're arguing and having issues with helping people get through this pandemic. Before President Biden came in and the Georgia Senate seats flipped, they were arguing about giving money to states so that they can have PPE and to be able to get schools back, giving money to governors so they can get schools back open. They were arguing about that. So I just don't think that $50,000 of student loan debt being forgiven is probably ever going to be put before. Not this Congress. Not this Congress. And this Congress is what it is for the next 2 years. And even with Biden, and it's going to be an uphill battle to keep things the way it is, on the Democratic side in 2022. So with me having said that, if majority of your debt is student loans, then please think about understanding that nobody is going to come and save that and say, not save you, not saying that, save it and say, guess what? It's gone. Because more than likely, that's not what's going to happen. And then also saving money. It's up to you. It's up to you to save your money. Like, nobody is going to come and say, you know what? Your rich aunt died and she left you $3 million. For African Americans, that is very unlikely. Okay, I would say that. Now, our generation, the ones coming up now, we are the ones that are up there getting life insurance for, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. But before us, they could not afford to get all this life insurance to make sure that you have money after the funeral is paid. And you see it, the GoFundMe's are still out and about even today. So make sure that you are saving your money. I like people to have at least, if you're in debt, I like for you to have at least $1,500 saved. $1,500 will take care of a lot of financial situations and emergencies if you have $1,500 saved, period. We know that this $1,400 is about to come. We know that tax refunds are about to come. If you got children, this child tax credit situation, if it stayed in this bill that just got passed, you about to have even more money coming. So if you any of those people, some of that, if not all of that, should go to the $1,500 being saved. It just makes life a little bit easier when emergency comes. Your brakes go out and you obviously need your car to get to work. You can get that fixed and be done with it and don't be stressed out about it. If something happens to your toilet and you're the reason it happened to it, like saying you're renting and they're not going to come fix it, but you have to pay the plumber, guess what? You can pay that through the $1,500. Now, once you are debt-free except for if you have a house, then I like for you to have a year's worth of expenses saved up. Most people say 6 months. I like a year. I like a year's worth of expenses saved up. So if your expenses each and every month is $3,000, then I need you to have 36 grand saved up. Because this world right now, especially this country, is liking to have their nice little recessions every 8 years now. And this one, the one that we had from 2008 to now, and it only came because of a pandemic, that was the longest we've went without a real recession. And so that was uncommon. But I see that going forward is going to be more recessions. And we see how easy it is for something like a pandemic to make sure that tens of millions of jobs go away. So it's very important, if you get out of debt, that you have a year's worth of expenses saved, because that's just going to make your life a lot more easier. People who lost their jobs, if they had 6 months to a year's worth of savings, they look a lot less desperate in an interview, and they don't just take anything. When you don't have any money saved, if you don't have 6 months to a year saved, when you sit down to an interview, they can smell desperation on you, that you need this job, and they will not offer you what you're worth. And so when you have that savings behind you, you can go forth in an interview, and if they're not treating you right, they're not offering what they should be offering, you can just go ahead and leave out and say thank you, but no thank you. Good luck with your search on finding somebody to take that mess. and you can wait for another interview to come around because you have 6 months to a year. I like a year for those of you just joining, a year's worth of expenses saved. That means for a whole year, you can take your time and find a career that paid you just as much as you was paid before, and or even more. Or you can take your time and start that business you wanted to start because you have a year's worth of expenses to kind of figure it out. That's what this is about. So those of you who joined me, I was just talking about how nobody's going to care about your money. You got to care about your money. And if it's more than you that you have to worry about, you have to care about your household's money. All right. You can't. This is another thing. Kids, you all know I have two. They don't care nothing about my money. They think that I can just go to the bank, put my card in, and I'm going to always have some money that can come out. They don't care about your money. They care about what they want. And that's how this entire world is. Think about children. They don't care. They just want. And so you have to be able to, sorry guys. And my phone does that. It goes into my computer. You have to be able to say no. Hold on just a second. See if I can do that. Be able to say no and really, tell the world that I care about my money and I need to make sure that it's working for me because you only got one life. And so you got to make sure that you're doing what needs to be done to make it the best possible that it can be. And that's about handling your money and handling your business. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. I hope everybody's had a great Wednesday. For those of you who watched me on TV about an hour ago now, thank you. Thank you for all your kind words. I will make sure to put up the picture and the link tomorrow when it drops. And then next week, I'm going to be on the news again, but that'll be in the morning. That'll be like 6:45 in the morning. And we're going to be talking about what you can do with your stimulus check as well as upcoming tax refunds that some people may have. So yeah, and of course I am going to read the bill. Once Biden signs it, I can get my hands on it, read it, and get back to you all about everything that's in it because there's some good stuff in it. They really did good with this stimulus bill for more of regular people. Last bill that passed before, the one before this one, was strictly very much for businesses, I would say. And I'm an entrepreneur and I'm saying that. It was really business focused. This time it's people focused. And so I'm excited about what's in there and I'll make sure to share that with you all as well. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.